А с девочкой остались вдвоем в этом доме. Муж погиб, но не сейчас, а в той войне погиб. И вот мы так вот во что превратили наш маленький красивый город. Да это ничего, то, что творится, вы еще не знаете. В Знауре они заживо 50 человек сожгли. Танк прошелся по старухе с 2 детьми маленькими. Их в кашу превратили. Я не знаю, что сказать. Если только Бог нам и Россия поможет. Мы надеемся на вас.
Well, I think, I mean, Russia did what it did. Russia behaved in the most brutal way, and I think history will judge very badly the perpetrators of those things that happened in Georgia territory that are happening right now. I think the Bush statement was strong, except that certainly we are expecting concrete actions from the US and from other Western allies. I think it's high time also not only to make statements about democracy, but to take concrete steps in protecting the people that are suffering for trying to be democracies. I think we need peacekeepers on the ground. I think we need to do our best to halt the policy of ethnic cleansing perpetrated by Russians. What is happening today here is that in Abkhazia, another Georgian enclave, a whole day Russian troops are throwing out the ethnically Georgian population of Upper Abkhazia. They are chasing out people from their houses, and they've just chased out the people from their houses in South Ossetia. They are hitting Georgia all around the country. They've just hit a cement plant 70 kilometers away from conflict zone and very close to Tbilisi. They hit yesterday and the day before yesterday Tbilisi International Airport. They've been hitting civilian targets all around Georgia, and they're present in the main Georgian port of Poti and at Senaki. So basically we are dealing with all-out invasion, and somebody should do something about it. You know, first of all, to stop Russia's advances on the capital, and second, really put peacekeepers on the ground or create frameworks where Russia cannot have free hand in what it's doing. The point here is that if you can mobilize within few hours 1,000 tanks to enter neighboring country, it certainly has been pre-planned, very well prepared, very well premeditated. If you can bring within hours Black Sea Fleet to the region, if you can bring within hours 200 aircrafts flying over the region, over the place and bombing it, that clearly looks like very well planned, very well prepared intervention. And you know, every time Russia and Soviet Union attacked in the past somebody, they always claimed that they responded. You know, they were attacked by Czechoslovakia, they were attacked by Hungary, they were attacked by Finland in 1939 when Stalin's Russia tried to annex Finland. Of course, Russia never attacks itself. It always came to the rescue on minorities or got attacked by a neighboring small nation. That's their twisted logic. We don't want any skirmishes. We want ceasefire. We want immediate cessation of hostilities. We want to bring people back to their households and restore their households after they've been destroyed. But one thing should be made very clear. This nation is not going to surrender. This nation is not going to give up its freedom, its system that's based on rule of law. And this nation, the main slogan of this nation on our coat of arms is strength is our unity. We don't have as many tanks as Russia has. We don't have as many planes. We don't have at all the fighter jets, and Russia has lots of them. Even if we down 20 of them, they still have plenty of left, maybe another few thousand. But we have our unity and we have our democracy and freedom. And Georgians showed clearly during these days that they can, you know, stand up for these ideals, and will continue to do the same thing. But although, of course, we want to have you know, some closure of this thing.
Моими чеми каргим. Ау. Когда говорю, поехали.
Ну, куда поехали?
Асети гнатсин келик. Нет туда, нет сюда. Сюда, сюда, сюда.
Today, Russia changed the history back towards the Cold War, when the military power is trying to subdue and crush young democracy by overwhelming power. The full military invasion of Georgia is going on. Georgian forces and the government now is defending the capital of Georgia.
If the Russian intent, as has been stated, has been the return to status quo ante in South Ossetia, why start the second front from Abkhazia? Why attack the rest of Georgia? And why attack the infrastructure of Georgia? Why threaten to attack the civilian airport of Tbilisi? We believe that the time has come for the Council to take the necessary action. That's part of our diplomatic effort to bring more pressure on Russia, to encourage Russia to cease hostilities, to accept what Georgia has accepted. The United States is not looking for hostile relations between Russia and the United States. That's not our goal. We want this conflict to be resolved, ceasefire to go into effect as quickly as possible. But we cannot be indifferent to what is happening in Georgia, the brutality of the action, the intensity of the attacks, the use of the variety of means that have been employed, the duration of the conflict. As I said before, that as this conflict continues, it will have a significant impact on the relationship between us and Russia.
But is this a short-term step that needs to be taken care of, this resolution, before the initial?
There are all sorts of panicky reports about movement of Russian forces. There were reports that they have taken city of Gori or moving to Tbilisi. But our military officials have rejected those reports. So you have to take all those things with a grain of salt. Our forces are continuing to take steps which would make sure that the Georgian forces do not have the ability to invade South Ossetia again. And in Abkhazia, our peacekeeping forces have been reinforced to make sure that there is no aggression against Abkhazia. Obviously, for the Abkhazians, after what has happened in South Ossetia, there is a big concern that they will be the next target of a Georgian military adventure.
Activity, so they still have a few days. Are you saying on this new resolution that you are already?
I hope there is eventually an agreement, a resolution which is going to be worked out together with us, which we'll be adopting unanimously if need be in order to resolve the situation. But I cannot see us accepting, let me tell you, this French draft of the resolution.
just met with my national security team to discuss the situation in Georgia. I am deeply concerned by reports that Russian troops have moved beyond the zone of conflict, attacked the Georgian town of Gori, and are threatening the Georgia's capital of Tbilisi. There's evidence that Russian forces may soon begin bombing the civilian airport in the capital city. These reports are accurate. These Russian actions would represent a dramatic and brutal escalation of the conflict in Georgia. And these actions would be inconsistent with assurances we have received from Russia that its objectives were limited to restoring the status quo in South Ossetia that existed before fighting began on August the 6th. It now appears that an effort may be underway to depose Russia's duly elected government. Russia has invaded a sovereign neighboring state and threatens a democratic government elected by its people. Such an action is unacceptable in the 21st century. The Georgian government has accepted the elements of a peace agreement that the Russian government previously said it would be willing to accept. An immediate ceasefire, the withdrawal of forces from the zone of conflict, a return to the military status quo as of August 6th, and a commitment to refrain from using force. There are representatives of the European Union and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe currently in Moscow seeking Russia's agreement to this peace plan. Russia's government must respect Georgia's territorial integrity and sovereignty. The Russian government must reverse the course it appears to be on and accept this peace agreement as a first step toward resolving this conflict. Russia's actions this week have raised serious questions about its intentions in Georgia and the region. These actions have substantially damaged Russia's standing in the world. And these actions jeopardize Russia's relations with the United States and Europe. It is time for Russia to be true to its word and to act to end this crisis. Thank you. Good morning. With other neighbors. We have other important interests. NATO.
Брошенный танк.
ერთი გავიგეთ თვითფინალს ხმოდა მე რაფეთქებისა და მონაჩენი აი ეს რამის კილომეტრია ჩვენ სახელამდე და ესენი ეგდა მასპორტები.
წავედი მე დამოვა.